Hello everybody, son Adelaja here. Today I'm going to be talking about collaborators in corruption. Of course, in my dear beloved country, Nigeria. Now, what are we talking about here? I've been talking about the electoral process in Nigeria that brings corruption. I spoke about godfatherism, but I must not shy away, and I should admit that a lot of times, without ordinary people, corruption will never thrive in any country. So our people, we ourselves, are the collaborators in corruption. So, but Nigerians are used to pointing accusing fingers at their leaders and at the politicians as if they are the only ones who are corrupt. But the corruption of politicians won't have been possible without the corruption of the people. It is because the people are corrupt, that's why the people are giving place to corrupt politicians. That's why we're giving rise to corrupt politicians. So the collaborators that I'm talking about are the people themselves, the voters, the people who are participating in the electoral process, the party members, the party leadership, the ordinary voters in the street, the electorates, just the kings, the interest groups, the youth leaders, the people, the market women, the people who have influence over people who are taking gifts or money to encourage their people to go and vote or something like that, but they are taking something for it, not for the sake of good governance, but who are encouraging corruption. They are all collaborators of corruption. Because in Nigeria, the process goes like this. Let's even say you have won your party nomination, because before you could win your party nomination, I already spoke about that, you need to go through a whole process of corruption. You have to go and agree with the godfathers, you have to go and talk to the elders, you have to go and let somebody introduce you to somebody, so all that also is corruption, right? Because you are giving them something or promising them something, but not something for the good of the people, but something for their own pocket, and that's where corruption is. But even after you have already taken the nomination of your party, then you need to still win election. And to still win election, then that means you are beginning a new process of troubles. It's just the beginning of sorrow for you. Because sometimes winning your party's nomination is just the easiest part of the race. Now you have been elected, from your party, then you have to contest with other political parties right now, because you are vying for the same position. And maybe it's not just one political party, but maybe there are so many other political parties that are competing with you for the same place. So now, the problem now is not just about corruption alone. You also encounter problem of threat to your life. Because sometimes, your opponents, the other political party people, they are ready to do and undo. They are even ready to kill you so that you will not be a competitor for them. So they just want to remove you. And sometimes even people from your own party that you have defeated to win, to come to where you are, if they know that you are not going to keep on bribing them or you are not going to settle them, they are also ready to collaborate with other people and remove you. So from the time you win your nomination, it will be totally unsafe for you in Nigeria. And we say we're having an electoral process. No, because if you win nomination and now it's even unsafe for you to go out in the street and walk and talk to people, or to walk at night. Even to sleep in your own house at night, it becomes a problem. You have to be under a careful, protective watch of armed men all the time to watch over you, because anybody could want to remove you because you are now becoming a political influencer. So once you have gotten the nomination, now you have to watch the food you eat, you have to watch the drink you drink, you have to make sure that you don't eat from a foreign. This is what is happening in Nigeria, that people you don't know don't feed you, and that only people, your trusted aid will give you food and drink from them. Thank God I have not gone to Nigeria yet, because it's not just in politics. In every area of life, you have to watch for yourself. And thank God I've not gone, because if I've gone, I would have been so vulnerable. So God is still keeping me here for me to learn, because I didn't know all these things before. There is one brother, Fagbenro, who spoke on my program and opened my eyes to this thing before I began to study it. And when I studied it, and I discovered that, wow, it's even worse than I thought. And this is how our people have become. because they see you as a vested interest. Anybody that is a vested interest, either they will be able to, strip you of your money, or make you to give part with your money, or make you to promise and to be working for them, bringing them money. If you are not ready to do that, they are ready to do and undo. They will not just leave you alone. So you have to watch for yourself. Your life comes to danger. So, but let's now say you even win the election. Let's say you even won the oppositions and you won the election. You will be working for a lot of people, because a lot of people are now thinking that you are a vested interest and that now you own them something, because they will say, oh, but I campaigned for you. Another one will say, oh, but I'm the one who introduced you to the chairman. Then the other one will say, oh, but I am the godfather. Oh, the other one will say, I am the one who taught you in primary school. So everybody will now be looking at you as the vested interest that you have to work for. So you become a slave to so many people, not to go and serve the people, but to make sure that you meet their own interests. They are mainly the people who have either helped you one way or the other, and in some cases, even your party members, they will be coming to fund your re-election. They'll be coming to fund your elections. The reason why they want to fund your election is because they are looking at it as an investment. So all these people are collaborators in corruption. All these people, because they will be bringing money, because you yourself, you will need money. Your money will not be enough. Your money might not be enough because you cannot bribe everybody. So they will be going to speak on your behalf, to introduce you, to even use their own money to bribe somebody to bribe other people, and they will be letting you know that they have spent this amount of money, so that when you get to office, you are obliged to settle them. And you have to settle them much more. So the budget that is supposed to be going to develop the country is now going to take care of the people that have been investing in you, that have been bringing money, that have been seeing themselves as part of your campaign. They believe that they are the ones responsible for your victory, and since they are the ones responsible for your victory, now you have to make sure that you return everything in abundance. Then, apart from that, now that you want to win the election, you have to go and be going from, let's even say before you win the election, you have to be going from one village to the other. You have to travel through the nook and cranny of your communities. And wherever you go to, you are promising them this. Or even before you even promise them, first of all, they will not even receive you if you are not coming with something. But if you are coming with something, they are not listening to your agenda, or they are not listening to what you have to say. They are listening to how much money you are going to give. Are you going to give more than the opponent, other candidate, or less than them? So it is the amount of money you bribe them with that determines what you are going to have. You have to bribe the kings. You have to bribe the youth leaders. You have to bribe the market women. You have to bribe the community leaders. You have to bribe the church leaders. You have to bribe the pastors. You have to bribe the priests. You have to bribe the Muslims, imams. You cannot go to those places alone. And those who will vote for you are expecting you to come to them with bags of money. They expect that it will be the last time, because they know that politicians will not come back to them. So they want to get something from you today, because they know that once you are elected, that you will not come back again. You will not come back to them. So they want to suck you dry. They want to get maximum from you already now. Yeah, and then you will be bribing. The people will be saying, oh, our king, you are our son. So you will be bribing kings left, right, and center, and you have so many kings in your community, in your state. You'll be bribing chiefs. You'll be bribing community leaders. You'll be bribing youth leaders. You'll be bribing market women. You'll be bribing people left, right, and center. And all these things cost money. So that's why the godfathers now show up and say, we can help you. We'll help you settle this one. We'll help you settle that one. Let's help you settle this. Let's help you settle that. So by the time all the godfathers settle this and that, they settle that and that, you are owing them so much money. You are in, and the reason why they are doing it is because they are looking at it as investment also. That they are the ones who sponsored you. They are the ones who give you the money. Now you have to, when you get to government, the budget and the allocation that's coming to your state has to go there. So all these people, including the electorates, they were all collaborators in corruption. This is how people are collaborators in corruption. And we are saying the government is corrupt. Sometimes it is the people themselves might not even be corrupt. The candidates might not be corrupt. But the process, by the time they finish, the process has made them to be corrupt. The people have made them to be corrupt. The communities have made them to be corrupt. Whatever office you win won't belong to you alone. That is what happens in Nigeria. It doesn't matter what you mean. It doesn't belong to you alone. There will be several hundreds and thousands of people who are looking forward to share from your pocket. And your pocket is not your pocket. You don't have money there. And it's only government money. So they will be looking forward to sharing the money of the government. Elections in Nigeria and the campaigns are not cheap. So campaigns in Nigeria is about who can spend most or who can bribe the most people. So that is just the way it is. That's why I personally am calling that we have to stop elections in Nigeria. We have to, first of all, design a system that will be able to get rid of all these vices, that will help us to be able to live for what is right and to abide by values. And we have to, first of all, change our mindset. We have to, first of all, educate our people before just going to election like that. Because apart from the lavish money that is being spent to campaign by political parties and agents, you know, if in the day of election itself, you have to have agents in all police stations and ward and local government everywhere, and those agents will not even go there if you don't pay them. And sometimes most of those agents too, they are there and they are your opponent might just pay them off. And if you don't pay them enough, your opponents will just go ahead and they will take money from them and they will not represent your interest. So they too have to be there to look at the voters, and the agents are wooing the voters too, because the voters might have taken money from them and from that one, so they want to make sure that the voters vote for them. And then, you know, all kind of things. This is often done secretly, of course, to avoid the watchful eyes of the regulators. But sometimes even bribing and buying of elections occur during broad daylight. And they will even give money to people and they will not be ashamed of it. But after going through all this process, it is important that you have to even settle with the regulators too. With the INEC people, you have to settle with them, because, you know, if you don't settle with them, either somebody will settle with them, they will settle them, and your votes will go to them, will go to the other guy who settled them. So you even have to settle them and agree with them so that they will just count your vote the way it is. Otherwise, maybe other people will buy them, or you yourself might need to buy them over. So that is why we don't have elections in Nigeria, guys. We don't have democracy in Nigeria. What is happening is election process in Nigeria is just an encouragement in corruption. Whatever we call election process today is just corruption process. It's a whole corruption process, because sometimes the regulators themselves will collect money from different contestants and only declare as winner the one that has given the most, the highest bidder. That is what we call election. So we don't have election. We need to speak the truth to ourselves and cancel and just stop everything. Educate our people, sit down together, come on with a system that works, and then, you know, dedicate ourselves, focus to make sure that we are bringing development and growth to our people. But even after winning the election, let's say you have even won and you've been sworn in, what are you left? So all the people will be coming to you from morning till night, or your people from your constituency, the leaders of the land, the godfathers, everybody is coming to demand for their own. So government homes, government houses is full of people lying down or waiting and in the quick queue, not to bring developmental projects, but to come and demand for whatever they have spent to make sure that you are there. So you think you are the governor or you are the senator or you are something. No, you discover that you are the slave that is a slave to all these people, because they will press to recover the money that they have lost during election campaign as soon as possible. And that's why the budget is not going for development, but it's going to all these places. So we are in trouble, guys, because it has gotten to a place now whereby some people will even go to the bank. They will go to the bank and take loans. They will tell the bank that they want to use loan for business or something, but they will go and use the loan and do elections. And of course, when you win the election, then you have to use the government money and allocation for development to pay back the bank for the loans. So this is the kind of crisis we're having, guys. And we are all collaborators in this evil. And that's why we must have a national conference. Our problem is not with restructuring. No, no, no. Our problem is deeper than restructuring. Everything is corrupt. We must stop and have a national conference and speak the truth to ourselves and find a way to restructure and, and to reconstruct our electoral process, to reconstruct Nigerians through values and virtues and bring out the best qualities of our land in our people before we go back to electioneering and electoral process. Well, I have a book on that, and I'm writing it now. It's going to be published maybe this year or next year. But, you have to do something. And, that's what I have to tell you today. For the love of God, church and nation. Peace. Sunday Adelaja here. If you believe in nation-building principles, please like this video, share it with your friends, and let's change our nations together.